The US is making it harder and potentially much more expensive for foreigners to stay and work in America. The Trump administration is preparing to revoke the business and tourism visas of as many as 2 lakh foreigners who have applied for asylum in the US. And at the same time, the government is proposing a new $103,000 fee on many new H-1B visa applications, that is more than 95 lakh rupees. For Indians, both these moves matter. Let's start with the visa revocations. The State Department is preparing to cancel B1 and B2 visas issued between 2016 and 2026 to people who entered the US as short-term visitors but later applied for asylum. B1 visas are generally used for business travel. B2 visas cover tourism, family visits, and medical treatment. US officials say the move is aimed at people who claimed they were visiting temporarily but then sought to stay in the country permanently through the asylum system. The State Department has not confirmed the final number of people who could be affected, but officials say the process could cover as many as 2 lakh visas, with revocations happening on a rolling basis. Importantly, losing the visa would not automatically mean immediate deportation. People with pending asylum claims could still pursue those cases, but they would lose their status as business or tourist visitors. The move is part of a much wider tightening of America's immigration system under US President Donald Trump, and that brings us to the second and potentially much bigger change. The Trump administration wants to charge $103,000 for many new H-1B visa petitions. The H-1B is the visa used by US companies to hire foreign professionals for specialized jobs, and this proposed fee would be on top of the other fees employers already pay. Now, US Vice President J.D. Vance has backed this proposal. His argument is this: if American companies need workers, they should hire and train Americans. But for companies that rely on foreign talent, the price of sponsoring an H-1B worker could now become dramatically higher. And Indian professionals are likely to feel this particularly strongly because Indians account for around 70% of all H-1B visas allotted in fiscal 2025, including extensions. That means any major change to the H-1B system has a direct impact on a very large Indian workforce in America. But there is another important change here. The earlier $100,000 H-1B fee announced by Trump last year mainly affected workers coming into the US from outside the country. The new proposal is different. The $103,000 charge would apply to cap-subject H-1B petitions when they are filed regardless of where the worker is located. That could have consequences for international students already studying in America. Under the earlier system, foreign students who completed their education in the US and successfully changed their status to an H-1B were protected from the $100,000 payment. The new proposal does not offer the same exemption, so an international student could potentially study in the US, graduate, find a job, and then face a 6-figure fee for the employer to sponsor an H-1B. And that is where the proposal could change hiring decisions. For a large technology company, a fee of more than $100,000 may be manageable, but for a small business hiring 1 or 2 foreign workers, it could be very different. Immigration lawyer Jeff Joseph has said that the fee could become a reason for smaller employers to stop sponsoring H-1B workers altogether. In other words, this may not just make the H-1B more expensive, but it could make some American employers rethink before hiring foreign workers in the first place. And that feeds directly into the decisions students are already making about American universities. If getting an American degree no longer guarantees a realistic pathway into the American job market, students may start asking whether the cost and uncertainty are worth it. For Indian students in particular, that means reconsidering their entire journey. Go to the US to study, but can you stay there to work? But the proposal is not yet final. The public will have 30 days to submit comments, after which the Department of Homeland Security can decide whether to issue a final rule. And it is almost certain to face legal challenges. The administration has already faced a court setback over the earlier $100,000 H-1B fee. So there are still questions over whether this new fee will survive legal scrutiny. But the direction from Washington is quite clear. The Trump administration wants fewer incentives for companies to rely on foreign workers and tighter controls on foreigners who want to enter or remain in America. And for Indians looking to study, work or build a career in the US, that could mean a much more uncertain road ahead.